Okay, video 2021 Dynamax 37 TS. We're going to do the outside. We're going to walk around, try and show you everything as much as we can, and then we'll go inside, finish up. So, coming back here, entrance door. Press and hold the 1-2 button continuously. It locks. Right now the default code, and then hit 1-2. When you enter your code, then you hit 1-2. You can change the code. I don't know how many people are going to see this video, so if you need help with changing the code, give us a call. We'll walk you through that. Pretty simple. Instructions are also in your manuals. It's a try Mark 5 button. Okay. In the cardboard box is a 3-inch hitch bar. It's got a 2 5/16 ball and a 2-inch ball. Inside the plastic bag there is a T-handle lug nut wrench. That's for removing the lug nut covers. There are 2 of them, I believe, on each wheel, and you remove them to take the hub centers off to gain access. Inside this compartment, you'll see that air line. There is an air hose connection on the other side of the coach by the battery box. This compartment has a tray in it. And this is your TV compartment. The TV is fixed position. And the stereo is Bluetooth and DVD, as well as CD, AM, FM radio. This lock has its own key. It's a CH507. It's on your key ring. As you can see, your awning's out. Your awning lights are on. I'll show you how all that works when we go inside. This is your Aqua-Hot 400D. There are a couple things you need to know. Number one, if you ever need service on this unit, on this data tag back here is your model and serial number at the very bottom there. Serial number is mostly important for parts, but sometimes when talking to us on a technical issue, we'll want the model and the serial number so that we can make sure we're looking at the right prints. This is a diesel-fired boiler system. It's like a fuel oil furnace, only it heats antifreeze. It also has an electric element. The electric element is not as strong. In basic outlet, the diesel burner is 55,000 BTUs. The electric element is 5,000 BTUs. Quite a bit of difference. The difference is the electric element under mild conditions will keep you okay, but you will not be able to take much of a shower on electric. You will run out of hot water fast. What I'm pointing at right now is called the recorder. Tap the screen and it brings up information. I'm not sure how well you can read that, but you can check your statuses right there. You can hit next and you can go in to faults and diagnostics and testing and whatever you want. So, lets you test and run stuff. And go back to your home button. Ta-da. Hit the home button again, takes you back to your original screen. Okay? And on this screen it tells you that my coolant temp, which is my boiler fluid, is 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, my coolant level's good. My burner is turned off. My electric element is on. And my Aqua-Hot status is okay. Again, Aqua-Hot 400D. These 2 valves here, do not mess with. That valve, do not mess with unless told to. Okay, those are on here for us to do service work. You can see that every fitting on the back here is torqued and marked. Okay, no need for you to monkey with this stuff. Last and not least, the boiler antifreeze. It is a solution from Century transfer fluid. That's CENTURY transfer fluid. Okay, you can get it on Amazon. You can go get it in a number of places. This is the green. It also comes in red. If you mix the two, it turns brown, and a lot of service centers will see brown fluid in here, and they will immediately tell you that you have a contaminated system and they must flush it and clean it out. That's not necessarily the truth. The only thing you'll have is the wrong color fluid. If you go to somewhere that is reputable, they will take and test the fluid and find out, okay, somebody accidentally put the red in with the green and that's why it's brown. So, whatever. Anyways, keep that in mind. If you can, always buy the green. Next up, another storage compartment. It is pass through, but you can see your power cord reel on the other side. All of these cargo lights are turned on by a single switch that's inside the entry door. The lights also have switches on the lights themselves, but if you turn them off at the light, then you can't turn them back on with the switch unless you turn it back on at the light. Okay? Cargo all the way across. Okay, this is your rear hitch. It is a 3-inch receiver, 7-way trailer connector. Backup, your third brake light, tail lights, turn signal, marker lights up on top, and there are 2 cameras on top. Alright, again on the driver's side coming forward, this is the opposite of that rear cargo bay. Coming forward is a compartment that has our power cord reel in it. It also has this Camco starter kit, your 50 to 30 adapter. Put this around. Inside your starter kit is a drinking water safe hose, a water pressure regulator, toilet paper, toilet chemical, a sewer hose, and a 110 adapter that will go on this to allow you to plug into a standard household outlet. And I'll show you how to change the power settings when we get inside. That push button switch there is to retract and wind up your power cord. You have a hole there, pass through, so you can drop the power cord through so you can have the compartment door closed fully with the power cord hooked up. Alright, this is our wet bay. Up here in the front we have our hose reel and our switch to retract the hose reel. Because with the Aqua-Hot we have heated compartments. That is the thermal bulb and the temperature control switch for the compartment heat. This is our SaniCon. Our SaniCon dumps out through this 1.5-inch hose here, or through a standard sewer hose you can hook up here. If you're using the SaniCon macerator, then you come out through this. If you're just dumping straight without the macerator, you come out here. There's your water filter. Notice it is a KW1 cartridge. Make sure you put the right cartridge in. We just had a customer the other day that had the wrong cartridge in, it was plugged up, and had a heck of a time with it. This large valve is black. That is your black tank dump. You always dump the black tank first. If you're using the small dump, you have to have the macerator on. The macerator's right here. You can hear it in the background. Okay? And when you're all done dumping that, there is a hose hookup right here so you can rinse out the black tank and flush it if you're going to. If you're not, all done, close that off and then dump your gray. Now, if you're camping a long time, you can run the gray open through your SaniCon hose. But but when you dump the black, you have to run the macerator. That's the way it is. Tank fill. When you are hooked up with your hose, the city water, open this valve and it will fill your fresh water tank. Close the valve for normal use. These 2 valves are closed. Those are low point drains. One's hot and one's cold. They're marked. Hot, cold. Okay? Open the valves. It drains the lines. Up here you can see cargo lights. This turns the cargo lights, all the lights in the coach off. and that turns them on. Except for if you turn it off at the switch, you no longer have control there. That's why we leave them on at the switch. You also have a cable TV hookup. You go to a campground that has cable, you run a coax from there to their pole and hook it up and switch your TV antenna on the inside. Outside shower, hot and cold. This uses a standard hose connection. A lot of my customers take this valve or the sprayer off and hook it direct up to their black tank flush, and then they can flush with any tank water or whatever without having to switch their hoses around. Very simple system. Has a couple of portholes to drop the hoses down through. Next up, our QD8000 Onan Cummins diesel, and our hydraulic leveling pump and reservoir. Okay, on here, this yellow is your dipstick and oil fill. This light kind of whitish blue cap is your antifreeze. This jug is translucent, so with a good light you can see your antifreeze level. You have a circuit breaker right there. This circuit breaker must be on. Hour meter. Start and stop. Stop, press, let go, and stop. Hold, stop. And now we are priming. Once that light comes on while I'm holding stop, you can hear the fuel pump running. Prime it for 20 or 30 seconds. When you hit start, it will not crank until it's ready. It has an intake heater. A lot of people call them glow plugs or similar, but it has an intake heater. It will not crank the engine over until the intake temperature is correct. So the colder it is, the longer you wait before it cranks over. Just like that. The idea is to have it ready to start. There's no sense in cranking and cranking and cranking and cranking. There's an hour meter right there. Like I said, you want to give it a little exercise every month. If you give this thing a half hour to an hour every month, you'll have less trouble with it. Yes, you put more hours on it, you have to service it a little more often, but it won't plug up and gel up and cause problems. The fuels that we have nowadays are not as good as they were 50 years ago. So we have to deal with keeping the fuel moving through the unit. Otherwise, if it sets, it gels up.